Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. And it's finished, but if you want to play other games, more up to date, or support the people that make these games, then you can go to the Patreon, where it's $3 a month? Yeah, sorry. I really need to think about that because I could easily press the button in my brain and then I'd be like, and it's $5 a month for this and other games. It's like, no, that's not it. You have to think, idiot. But anyways, on the last Let's Play, we went in Carl's basement where we found the stuff, went through the things that we might find interesting. His parents called and yelled at him about something or wanted him to do something. He toked up. We watched a video of the 8th birthday party where Sydney was there and was kind of bummed out. And then he wanted us to stay over, so we did, had some pizza, and played video games. So, reset face. And begin. 3 hours later, we're both laying back on Carl's bed, head to toe, having just watched a shitty action movie. We didn't end up going out to get stuff, so I'm just in my boxers, pleasantly drowsy and buzzed. I hear Carl shuffle and look down my chest at him. What's up? He looks over me and shrugs, or at me. He's so fuzzy! He's a fuzzy wuzzy! Also, I had to look over here to make sure there isn't just a wiener hanging out. I mean, this game doesn't really have 18 plus content, more suggests it, but still. Nothing, just thinking. What about? During our past sleepovers, Carl had always been afraid to be the last to fall asleep. He tried to keep me up by talking, rolling over on top of me, and sometimes just throwing shit at me. I wonder if that's what he's doing now. I don't know. Life? It's a lot to think about. Not for me. I look over at him again. He's holding one paw up, looking through his fingers at the ceiling fan. You're just figuring things out. Carl lets his arm flop back down over his head, blowing out a sigh. I'm not figuring things out, man. I don't say anything. It's cool that he's reaching out to me, but I'm not sure I can offer any advice that he hasn't heard before. I just wish I could be doing something. I know that feeling, man. I think for a moment. You've done a lot more than some people I know. I mean, your art is great, and you did go to school even if you dropped out, and you were working while you could. There's a lot of people out there who can't even say that. Carl laughs, but it's a sad kind of laugh. Try saying that to my mom. She's always got something to do, always wants to do something. I just don't feel that. He turns his head towards me. I wish I did, Chase, but I just can't. His voice catches in his throat, and I shrink a bit into the bed and pretend not to notice. The beer we've had is definitely partly to blame for this. He turns his head towards the wall though, and I'm guiltily relieved when he talks again. His voice is under control. I do remember that in, I guess, Carl's route, he starts wearing a suit and tie or something like that. I wonder if he's like hella sobers up or something. I just wish it wasn't such a goddamn chore for me to just go outside, you know? I didn't know, but I know that anyway, even if you can't see. He's waiting for me to say something, though, so I clear my throat. Ooh. I mean, which to pick? I mean, he does have a problem, but don't take this the wrong way, but maybe you should see a therapist? He snorts and finally turns his head to look back at me, his horns bumping the wall loudly. Huh, how'd he do? I thought they just gave me a pill to make things better, but apparently I have to actually make an effort too. And I'm like, isn't that why I'm seeing you? For the whole making an effort thing? I laugh along with him. Yeah, I can remember what it's like. He watches me for a few seconds. So, is all that, are all those problems you had taken care of now? I hope so. We lay in silence for a while before I finally speak up. Listen, I'll probably come back a few times this week to work on that history stuff. Well, why don't we go out and do something? That would be nice. I grin, glad at making Carl feel better. Cool, let's plan on it. Carl puts his paw behind his head and smiles. It's cool that you're here, Chase. It's cool to be here, Carl. And not because it's nice to have someone to talk to. Oh? No, this house is fucking haunted. Yeah, just weird that he stays here. Because it's like, number one, this town has pretty much nothing in it. It's pretty much abandoned. I mean, let me just look up something. Echo Town. Population at this present time, 50. It's not even 80, it's 50. And like half the cast makes up, well, the thing. Apparently in the next game, Arches, there's only 2 people living there. And during the smoke room, it's 6,000, which is more than the small town I used to live in. God. Even though it's a college town, it's funny looking up, like, I don't know, OK Cupid, moving out for like 100 miles and only having 2 people on there. I don't remember falling asleep, but it's at that moment that something wakes me up. I jolt, then lay there, trying to remember where I am. Carl's house. That's right. I stare at the ceiling, wondering what time it is. I don't bother looking at my phone, though, because I'm already starting to fall back asleep. A scraping noise beneath me makes me jump, and I prop myself up on my elbows listening. Okay. I was like, did I hear something? I look over. I see Carl staring at the ceiling, eyes wide. Carl? I whisper it, and I'm not sure why. He jumps, then looks at me, confused, like he's just woken up. Huh? Are you okay? Yeah. What's wrong? I think I hear something. His floppy ears perk up. I don't... Then his eyes widen. Although I didn't hear anything right then, he definitely did. You hear it? Yeah, like a scraping noise I told you about. Yeah. I don't remember a scraping noise, but he did say it was haunted. He looks happy. Ha, so I'm not fucking crazy. We both sit there and listen for a while, but it sounds like it stopped. Wanna go see what? Suddenly, his eyes widen and his muzzle drops open in shock. I stare back. What? Did you fucking hear that? I listen, feeling my heartbeat pick up now that Carl looks fucking terrified, but I don't hear anything. What? A fucking voice. The fur raised up all over my body as I listen, but nothing. Carl definitely seems convinced though, so I listen harder. I just start to make out what might be a voice when Carl sits up next to me and gets out of bed. I feel myself start to panic. Did some crazy hobo break into the house? Carl gets off the couch. Come on. What? What the fuck are we gonna do? Let's call the cops. No, let's make sure first. This happened before. What do you mean? He pulls a finger up to his lips. Grabs something. What? I follow Carl into the kitchen, and he starts rummaging through the drawers. I follow him, hugging my shoulders, feeling a lot colder right now. With the sound of the metal scraping against metal, Carl pulls out a giant steak knife. What the fuck? Dude, I've been hearing the shit for the past month. I've been too scared to go down there. But now that you're here, he flashed me a smile. I'm gonna find out what the fuck this is. Here. He reaches in the spot between the fridge and the wall and pulls out a broom before sticking it out to me. I take it slowly. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? Hit him. Come on. Carl starts down the stairs and I fall behind, pulling the broomstick in front of me like a sword. I've never had to hit anyone with a stick before. I have no idea what I'm doing. Once I get into the small door leading down in the crawl space, Carl pauses and both listen. It's silent for a while. Then... Shit. I mean, that just sounded like gas moving. Carl looks at me like I'm crazy, not reacting to the noise at all. Shh! He leans down, paw on the handle. Looking back at me, he signals me with his eyes to be ready. I grip onto the broom, like my lifeline, as I wait for him to swing the door open, and as he does, or when he does, darkness. Shit. So, whatever's down here is just slinking around in complete darkness? Hey! Carl says it unconvincingly, the fear in his voice is clear. Then, after looking back at me, fuck it. He jumps down into the crawl space, disappearing into the dark. Carl! I stumble up to the edge of the steps, trying to squint in the black. I hear Carl right behind the rustling sound, and cursing. That's when the light floods the crawl space. I quickly hobble down the steps, knowing that if whatever's down here is going to try and escape, it would be running right into me. Finally, I have a moment to catch my breath, standing several feet behind Carl as I look around, broom at the ready. There's nothing here. What the fuck? Even though the crawl space looks empty, there aren't many places to hide either. What the hell is going on, Carl? But he doesn't answer me. He's staring at the bins. Did you put the bins back? I look down, and the bins are gone. I look back at where they were originally. Sure enough, they're neatly stacked, right where we found them. I honestly don't remember. Did I move them back? Maybe it would be something I do. I try, but I just can't remember. Maybe. Dude, come on. I really don't remember. Carl walks further towards the back, ears perked, looking left and right, as he clutches the knife. I start to follow, but that's when I know something at the left of my vision, on the ground. Looking down, I see something fat and hairy ambling slowly over the tarp. A giant fucking tarantula. The following few moments are a blur, but next thing I know, I'm going up the stairs on my feet and pause, grabbing at the door frame to pull myself up. Chase, what happened? I can hear him running up behind me, so I turn to warn him. Look, a big spider. The breath keeps catching my throat, but I'm hyperventilating. I'm still clutching at the door frame as Carl falls up behind me, his eyes wide. What? Come on, Chase. That's crazy. No, a blonde. No fucking way. Now, he looks excited and turns back into the crawl space. I feel numb right now. This is all too much to handle. What the fuck is even going on? Which way? Shakily, I point towards where the spider was crawling. Carl squints, and then walks down the steps, looking around. Careful. If it was really a blonde, there's not much to worry about. I hear they're actually pretty gentle. I gulp and don't say anything. I feel like you don't have anything to worry about with tarantulas, because they're not venomous, right? My head is pounding and buzzing, which, for some reason, doesn't exactly feel like it has anything to do with the adrenaline rush. It's more like a bad headache. Carl looks around a while longer, while I focus on the steps, making sure nothing starts crawling up them. I don't even care about the possible hobo anymore. Finally, Carl comes back looking confused. Oh, there's nothing there. You know, sometimes I see shit when I'm really tired. Want to go back upstairs? There's nothing there. This can't be happening again. Wednesday. Party day. I open my eyes slowly. The pressure in my head tells me I didn't get nearly enough sleep. Not really surprised, considering we were both up till 3. And our own ghost adventure a few hours later didn't help things. I hear the doorbell, and I realize that's what had woken me up. Groaning, I reach under the pillow and feel around for a few seconds before I find my phone. Thump, that is The lump that is Carl under the blankets near my feet doesn't even budge. That was a cool thing about having Carl as a roommate. Oh, that was the cool thing about him. He wasn't like a... He slept like a fucking rock. I did pretty much anything I wanted to, and didn't have to worry about him reporting me to the RA. Even something like jerking off. It only happened a few times, though. I would never do that. Well, I guess when I did, and this is on the ship, when I was at work, I would jerk off on the benches, but usually somebody wouldn't be in the room, but if they did come to the room, I would just stop and be like, okay. Like, there was a curtain covering, but still, it's just like, yeah, we're off shifts. The rabbit I'm rooming with now is a different story. Again, the doorbell. I glance at my phone. 10 a.m. I also notice I have 5 texts and 2 calls. Hey. Sorry, hey. On my way to Carl's horse for a surprise party. Make sure you're ready. Hello? That sounds like the reverse of a surprise party. I look down, then nudge some part of Carl with my foot. Judging by the thickness and consistency, I'm pretty sure it's his ass. He grunts. What? I think someone's at the door. Okay, do you think Leo's gonna get jealous again? He doesn't say anything, and a few seconds later, his guttural snores start up again. This time, I really dig my foot in, and he yelps loudly, sitting up so fast his horns bang against the wall. Do you think they reinforce the walls around here? Or at least, where the headboard would be? I mean, I guess there would be a headboard, wouldn't there? He squints against the light, so I point between the blinds, which turns his emerald eyes into an almost mint green. He raises up a paw to block out the light and looks at me frowning. What the hell was that? The doorbell goes off again. Door. Carl blinks at me, then slips back down on his pillow, waving a paw lazily in the air. Let it ring. I'll go away eventually. Huh? Are you sure? He flops his paw around again. Solicitor, trust me. They see this house and make a beeline. No one else visits. What would they be soliciting? Going to a town of 80? I mean, 55? Or I think it's 50. Yeah, 50. What are you soliciting? I sigh, looking back down at my phone. Oh, look, Leo texts me. It's probably him at the door. I guess my tone of surprise was a little too fake because Carl sits up and eyes me suspiciously. Well, you can go ahead and answer it. You're allowed to touch my door. I sigh a little harder this time. Damn it, Carl. Fine. They're planning a surprise birthday party for you. So, you're going down there, answering the door, and act surprised. What? But Carl's not just confused. He looks genuinely upset. He leans into the corner and pulls a blanket like he's preparing to ward off the boogeyman. My birthday isn't until next month. Okay, this is an intervention. I pause, watching him. I know, but we didn't have much else to do, so Leo thought... I slide off the bed and start pulling off on my jeans and shirt. Come on, I'll go down with you. Carl covers his face and rubs hard, the short fur on his muzzle bristling out in little white spikes around his fingers. I just wanted to relax today, you know? Isn't that every day for you? God, I know that feeling where myself where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy today and try to relax, and then the next day I'm like, I feel like I need to take it easy today and try to relax. Usually after drinking hard because I don't know. Times have been a bit harder right now, and I need to not be drinking as much because then while it's good at the time, it definitely makes you anxious and depressed afterwards. I laughed to lighten the jab, but Carl just frowns. Well, not with you. I'm starting to wonder if all this isolation has worsened Carl's issues, if really has gotten the help he needs. That all of this hiding out has just blanketed the problem and let it fester underneath. Hiding out? Huh. We can relax. We're all friends here, Carl. Come on. I pick up his clothes left on the floor from yesterday and toss it at him. I'm least relieved to see him put them on, even if it's reluctant. My phone buzzes a few more times, but I ignore it and patiently wait for Carl to finish getting dressed. I think this will be a lot of fun. He doesn't say anything as he slowly rolls off the bed and puts on his shorts. Surprise! Happy not really your birthday, bitch! As I open the door, a blast of confetti hits my face, along with a loud pop that leaves my ears ringing. TJ's not in the face. Oh, TJ, not in the face. Sorry. I slowly pull the papery strings of confetti off from around my ears as the smell of fireworks stings my nose. Is that how that thing works? Where the fuck's Carl? I look behind me and step over to the side a bit, revealing Carl, who's got his arms folded tightly, head dipped. Good thing I didn't answer the door, huh? It would have been and topple over. Happy birthday. Leo bursts in, carrying 2 bags. Jenna follows, carrying a medium-sized cylindrical cake covered in white frosting. Man, every time we've done this on Leo's route, Jenna's route, and TJ's route, we have to break into his house and either we find him, either really stoned or high somewhere, or Flynn does, or he's missing because, Jenna's route, he's kidnapped. Was he kidnapped at this point? Yeah, I think so. Carlos perks up a bit when he sees us, his long ears bouncing. Hey, is that red velvet? Yeah, Flynn says it's your favorite. Store-made, though. I would have made it myself if Leo had warned us in advance. Hey, I just came up with this 2 days ago. Flynn engages Carl in some fake punches, while Leo sets the bags down to the table before turning to me, his voice low. Just so you know, your gift is a horn band. Okay, so is everything right? With Flynn, I mean. Leo glances over at the lizard, cracking the corner of his mouth up towards his ear. Yeah, I think so. It would take a bit of time for him to settle down, but he already sort of apologized while you were gone. So, that's a start at least, yeah? I exhale. Okay. Carl, where are your plates? The, cupboard, second door over. Now that Flynn's not shoving him around, Carl's standing awkwardly next to the table, paws fidgeting. So, why are you doing this? It's not until next month. Leo shrugs, frowning. We just want to do something, really. I mean, there's not much to do, Yeah, in a town of 50, it would just be masturbating and, meth? You have candles anywhere, Carl? No, I don't think so. What's up, man? Haven't had your morning joint yet? Lighten up. Flynn snatches up one of Carl's horns and wobbles his head around. When something Flynn did to Carl a lot, the taboo act of grabbing someone's horn almost makes a gasp aloud. Stop! Carl shoves Flynn off and smooths his beanie down. Well, I guess we'll have to skip the candles. I told you, we should have brought some, Leo. Leo throws his arms out in a shrug. What? Sumi, I thought they would have everything that we'd need in this mansion. No kidding. You know how places you haven't been into since you were smaller? Suddenly, all of a sudden I had a word salad. You know how places you haven't been to since you were little look small when you visit as an adult? Chichi's eyes scan the tall ceiling. This place still looks giant. Sure, Teach. Carl huffs out breath. Why didn't you guys tell me? I still need to take a shower. Quit being a pussy. You always smell like a skunk. Now eat some cake. Flynn grabs up the knife, while Jenna sets out the plates. The frosting is so thick, it practically absorbs the knife. I haven't had cake for breakfast since, like, your last birthday, Carl. Carl doesn't say anything. Instead, sitting at the end of the table, paws in his pockets. You guys sure slept in. What are you doing all night? I wait to see if Carl's gonna say anything. Once Clary isn't, I chime in. Video games mostly, and a movie. Fun. It's something we could have all done together, though. Maybe for people who don't have a job to go to the next day. I don't think that was a personal dig at Carl, but I don't miss the downward flick of his ears. Flynn plumps down a slice of thick cake onto Carl's plate, the inch-deep frosting making a splatting sound. Maybe we should just stick a doobie in there and light it, huh? Carl, who had perked up at the sight of the cake, sinks back down with a frown. Just a small slice, please. Flynn's eyes TJ, who is holding out his plate and positions the knife. She's gonna stab him. Smaller, please. Oh my god, loosen up. You're on vacation. Flynn starts cutting a slice even bigger than Carl's was. Hey! Flynn. She says it quietly, but the chill in her voice is clear. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Ouch. And so is the fact that things aren't completely okay. Flynn grunts, then cuts the cake again, this time with a slice that's just an inch wide. That's good. That good? Yeah, that's fine. Thanks. JJ moves away to sit down, and the warm glow of our little get-together chills. But Leo chips in with a laugh. Make sure Chase got a real big chunk. He's getting way too skinny. I don't argue, and Flynn slaps down a large slice on my plate, a little notch in the center where he tried to cut TJ's. I sit in the vacant seat next to Carl, where he's resting a cheek in his paw, methodically shoving a cake into his maw. Everything okay? Oh yeah, everything's good. I'm about to ask more, but Flynn points across the table at us. Hey, Leo, wasn't tell him about what we saw on the way here? Oh god, no. I look at Leo quizzically, and even Carl's ears perk up a bit. I think it's, what's her name, peeing on the side of the road, supposedly? What? He purses his lips, like he's trying to decide whether to tell us. Now, this might not be the best time. Flynn rolls his eyes. Screw it. You know Janice? The waitress? Yeah, the methed out one at the diner. Come on, Flynn. I kind of want to look. Janice. Sorry. I know we're a bit over time. How do you spell that name? Janice. Janice. What would it be her last name? Adler. Oh. Huh. She's, William's granddaughter or something. Oh, there's one thing on E6. There's not enough of her, you know? I don't know, the older looking coyote, coyote? I don't know. There's a certain thing where it's like, might would. Just say. Well, anyway, we were driving. Well, if she wasn't a methed out weird person, but anyways. Well, anyway, we're driving up Main Street toward the field, you know, with rusted barbed wire and stuff. TJ's hiding his face in his paw as he stares down hard at the cake. Uh-huh. Well, when we turned around the bed, we saw Janice. He keeps pausing for effect, and it's getting annoying. Okay, what happened? Well, she was all crouched over, staring at the road, and Leo starts driving up to her. I thought she was having like a heart attack or something. Yeah, well, we get closer when we saw her pants were down. I recoil a little, not having expected that at all. What? Yeah, and when he pulled over next to her, she was just grinning at us, and then... Flynn snorts out a laugh, covering his face, when, like, he can't believe what happened. Could we please not talk about this? It makes me feel awful. What? Well, she, showed us her cooch. It's unusual to see Flynn at a loss for words. Oh, she just started pissing. What? What? Why? I don't know. She just smiled at us and started pissing. Apparently it's her fetish. First I heard it at first, then looked down and saw it. Then Leo hit the gas. Flynn sits back, done with the story, not exactly looking pleased with himself. I frowned my brow in confusion. Janice, she was one of the more well-adjusted people living in this town. Leo lets out a cough into the awkward silence. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Like, maybe we missed something? Either way, she seemed fine a few days ago. Well, now I have more reason to never go into that diner again. And she also chopped up somebody, probably. We sit there awkwardly. I notice Carl still staring down at his now empty plate. I still can't figure out why Carl's been so quiet, but I see an opportunity to get him to talk. And change the subject. Hey, did we have some weird stuff happen, Carl? Carl looks up at me. Huh? You know, the sounds that we were hearing. Oh, yeah. What kind of sounds? Like bumping sounds. And voices. That sounds creepy. Yeah, and Carl just charged down there like he wasn't even scared. That seemed dangerous. Carl finally gives a little smile. Well, having a hard head can make that crazy sometimes. So, did you find anything? No, we're not sure what it was. I'd watch out. Sounds like you got a pair of hobos banging out in your basement. As Jen leans over and starts pulling out presents from the bags. Sorry, Carl, we didn't have time to wrap these up. That's fine. She pulls out a comic book from TJ and a poster from Leo and a manga for herself. I know you hate these things, but I think you should give them a chance. I'll take a look. Thanks. And then this horn band from Chase. She pulls out an orange and black band from the bag. The colors of my school. Carl's former school. Oh. He seems to be struggling to find something to say. Thanks. I didn't know people still wore these. Leo suddenly shifts against the counter, realizing that he may had to explain my present. Oh, they're making a comeback. We saw a couple of rams and then a stag that had like 5 of them on. Carl glances at me, and I can tell he probably knows I didn't get it for him. Mainly because of the university logo, and also because we've made fun of them together a few years about how bro-y they were. I don't know if I should feel embarrassed or not, but my cheeks burn anyway. I promised myself to get him something thoughtful the next time we go to Peyton. Yeah, well, here's mine. Flynn reaches out of his pocket and pulls out something small hidden in his paw. He hands it to Carl, who looks confused for a second before his expression turns one of interest. Wow. It's a small, metal, rectangular box with 2 sharp points jutting out the top. I lean in for a closer look and realize those parts are horns and there's a complex, elegant design of a ram's face etched in front of the box. Carl presses a thumb against one of the horns and pushes. The top flicks up and over, and that's when I realize it's a lighter. Saw it when I was over at the reservation. Made me think of you. He reaches out and traces the finger along the horns and clicks it back shut. For some reason, it looks like Jenna's not happy about that. Thanks, Flynn. Yeah, now you look like a dumbass when you decide to get Blaze. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We'll jump and look over at TJ, who's looking at the floor, his plate gone from the table. Flynn starts to laugh, but catches himself. Don't worry about it. They've probably got 100 of these plates. Carl, where's your broom? He doesn't say anything, and we look at where Carl's been sitting for a few seconds before, but he's gone, and so is another portion of the cake. Where'd he go? Hey, check between the wall and the fridge. I think that's where I remember seeing it. TJ goes down on his knees and starts picking the larger pieces. I look back at Carl's spot, then up the stairs. I'll be right back. Bathroom. I think with us being over the thing, it's a decent time to call it. Boop. So, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my cheap and likes it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the various epic grow. Please remember to remain new animals to help control the pet population. Do kind of want to look at a thing right here. Because it's like, oh, what was it? Leo's root, right? Yeah. He sees a butchered meat and bloody fur on the counter and stove. Presumably the work of Janice. I'm gonna not try and look at that. Though, is there a root? Let's see. I think Carl. Not sure if Carl's root. Is there like a good ending and a bad ending? Just want to. Okay, when it doesn't exactly say. I might just put it in the Discord and look at that. What was I looking for again? Oh yeah, that was something I was gonna ask. But anyways, that's the end of this Let's Play. Comment, guys. I like comments, you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like me cheap and like it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to epic grow. And please don't spay new your animals to help control the pet population so it doesn't grow. And if you want to play this game, it's available for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game, make this game and made this game and are making other games, then you can go to Patreon where it's $3 a month. Sorry. Again, I press that button in my brain and it does that. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see ya.